Oh, so for sure, GPA, Tony Ryan, founded GPA in 1975. Steve Hazy founded ILFC in 1973. The two of them were the founding companies, pioneers in this business. They're now united under one banner, which is the AerCap banner. So we're incredibly proud of that history. Ireland took that. Ireland,
thank you for your comments.
Obviously creating an incredibly favorable corporate tax rate, which is what draws aircraft leasing companies and other companies to Ireland. And then it had the network of tax treaties that were developed because of GPA, frankly, with countries around the world. So it makes it an ideal place to set up an aircraft leasing company.
And how long can we hold that lead from places like Singapore, which are putting the infrastructure and the treaties in place?
Oh, I don't see any great challenge to Ireland's position in the near term. But Ireland should never be complacent because there are many jurisdictions that would like to knock them off of that pedestal, and there will be competition. I think Ireland has to look at the other elements of putting aircraft leasing companies into Ireland. So this is the tax treatment of the expats that are lured to come into Ireland. This is
personal tax really.
Personal tax rate is an issue. The other thing, we see difficulty with the families that we want to move over to Ireland. So we have a difficulty right now that some of the competitor jurisdictions will allow spouses to have a working permit when the aircraft leasing executive moves to Ireland. Ireland doesn't allow that, so that frankly creates difficulties for us. Other things like that we'd like to see Ireland fix to make themselves as competitive as some of the other jurisdictions and maintain the lead.
Now, where do you see the growth for a lessor like yourself in the coming months? Is Iran presenting opportunities? Are there markets that are presenting opportunities that were not there 2 or 3 years ago?
So sure, Iran is the land of milk and honey, right? It's, I don't think Iran will present the immediate boom that some people have talked about. Do they need airplanes? Yes. Do they need airplanes soon? Yes. But I think it'll be a process before those airplanes get into Iran and get flying. There's infrastructure that needs to be developed, pilots that need to be trained, and relationships and systems that need to be validated. Asia continues to be a tremendous source of growth for us around the world, and we still believe in the core market of Europe. We're not talking about Brexit here today, but we have a lot of confidence in Europe. Europe did not take a lot of airplanes over the course of the last, say, 5-6 years after the financial crisis in 2008. So there was some pent-up demand. Those airplanes are delivering now, but we still believe in European growth. We see Russia stabilizing, and South America won't be in the doldrums forever. If you look at IATA's last statistics, 2015 exceeded their expectations. 2016 may be a little down compared to where they thought it was going to be in the quarter, but we're still talking about growth in most regions. South America, of course, a little slower than Europe and North America and Asia, but overall, our business is dealing with differences in economies and geographic regions. So when South America is slower, or Russia is slower, there's greater focus, more airplanes going into North America. To wit, the last 2 years, we have leased, call it 100 used airplanes into North America. It's huge. It's not a matter of giving the airplanes back. When you own an airplane, you own it. When the market collapses you're trying to sell into a weak market, which is a disaster, right? Sell into a weak. What operating lease allows a prudent airline to do is structure their fleet, lease maturities every year. So call it 2 years before the airplanes expire, a chance to look at their own forecasts and say, do I want to keep these airplanes and extend them, or do I want to return them? And as the airline grows, they keep structuring their fleet like that so that they'll have 10% of their fleet that is expiring every year. And that's the flexibility that we were talking about.